All right, so question number 3 now says, if Kanya took a loan, we normally call that the present value because a loan is money you take in the now. You want to use it like now. That's why you make a loan. You just don't have enough cash at the moment. So the idea is to borrow money so that you can use it now. All right, so here we go. A loan of, let me underscore that, a loan of 1.8 million. Yeah, 1.8 million to purchase a house at the start of 2008 at the start. Okay. Okay. He wants to buy the house at the start of 2008. I believe it's January the 1st. And the bank charged her interest of 9.25% per annum. You see, per annum compounded monthly. It's compounded monthly. The payments should be monthly. It's what I was saying yesterday. All right. Yeah, we didn't change this one. You see, this is compounded monthly. What it says, calculate a monthly. The blue are exactly the same. Yeah. Over a 30-year period contract. All right. And then it says, calculate her monthly repayments. Assume that she received the loan immediately. She got the loan immediately, and that her first payment is 1 month later. First payment was made at the end of the first month. Yeah, at the end of the first month. All right. So what's bugging me here is that one. She took a loan to buy a house at the start of. All right. So let's just say she took the loan at the start of 2008, the start of January, and then at the end. That's when the payments are made. Was made at the end. All right, so I'm going to underscore that. So the payments are made at the end of the first month. All right. Like I said, because I can just apply the formula one time, but it tricks people. I want you to get used to this. This will make you not go wrong. So we're going to write, oh, okay. We got T subscript 0. And then here at the beginning, that's where the loan was given to him. So that means that money of 1.8 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 is the one yesterday I said this is not his money, he took it, and I made it a minus there. Then I said thereafter there was T1 where he made a deposit there. I mean, he must pay it back, and then T2, he needs to pay it back there. And then we need to keep on going on all the way to the end, to T something. Now, they say a period of 30 years. Now, since it's compounded monthly, I need to take 30 and make it monthly. Sorry, 30 must be multiplied by the 12, meaning I've got 360. Okay, it's 360. So it will be T subscript 360 here. All right. Oh, this must be hidden. Somebody's sending a message. And then here we've got T subscript 359. That's all I need. So here there'll be an X here as well. That's going into an account. But let's revise what we are saying. Payment are made at the end of each month. T1, what is T1? End of the first month. T2, end of the second month. T59, 359, end of the 359. How about T360 is the end? Yeah, so that means we also need the X here. I'm gonna make that one blue. I said, there's the X. Good. Yesterday I did this. I said to you, what you need to understand is that all this, whatever it's in the blue box, mass equals to this red one. I mean the black one. The black one, it actually follows the orange because it's gonna be from here all the way to there. It must be like that. So the 1.8 over a period from T0 to 360, it will earn interest. So that orange one, the orange one, I'm just telling you, we're basically using A equals to P into 1 plus the I to the power of N, and that is the P, the loan there. All right, that's what it is. And then the one that is blue, well, I'm just gonna say you're using SN. Some of you wanna write it as P, you're using present value. It doesn't matter, but I'll write it as SN. So the orange must be equals to the blue if one condition. Remember, that's what we say. We are saying outstanding balance. It's always given by, it's gonna be that one. I'm gonna write the orange one here first. I'll say, okay, let's write it as P into 1 plus I, I'm sorry, close to the N minus the SN. All right. So it doesn't matter which one is minus because they'll be, if they are equal, if this is 0, you can actually see when you transpose that side, you're making them equal. How will you know it's 0? If they tell me I'm settling it, but if you're not settling it, they will ask me to calculate the outstanding balance. That means I'll know this, I'll know the N, I'll know every value here. I'll be able to calculate and find the outstanding balance. All right. So that little formula helps you. Remember SN, I just do some number pattern for you to understand. Now, let's hear what they say. They say calculate her monthly repayments. Now, look what do they say. They say assume that she received the loan immediately and that the first payment was made at the end of the first month. You see that? Now, what's happening here? What's happening here? It's they didn't. When I'm reading the story, I'm not hearing them telling me that the loan is being settled. All right, they're not telling. They say calculate the outstanding balance at the end of 12 years. This is outstanding of the 12 years, but here we don't go 12, we're going 30. All right, fine. So let's just work with this. So so I'll be like, but you didn't tell me what is outstanding balance, so I can't work it out. Or else you ask me outstanding balance, give me the monthly payment. So by keeping silent, they're telling you outstanding balance, it's actually 0 because the person needs to repay it. So it's just as simple as that. So I can just simply equate the two formulas. It doesn't matter, I can put them on one side. I'm going to do that number line for you again so that I'm telling you I'm going to drill this number line. It will stick into your head. You'll be like, yeah. You'll do it without it actually. But first you need to know it. Oh, I've already drawn the number line. I just need to do our first term, second term, third term. All right. We're dealing with the blue box. We start from the end point. The end point, you are simply having X into, remember it was 1, I told it was 1 plus I. 1 plus I, but that money at the end, it stays for 0 years. or month. And then the one before the last one here is going to stay for 1. So it's going to be x into 1 plus I to the power of 1. The one before that, 358, will be staying for 2. So it will be x into, I'm just showing it for clarity's sake, it will be 2. And then plus so on and so on and so on, up to, if you come to this one at T1, the last one on the first one on the other side, the last one in reverse. So it will stay for x plus 1. No. Why do I like to put that? It's 1 plus I to the power of what? I say you look at 360 and you look at that one. So it's 360 minus 1. So it will go for 359. And I said to you, if you look at what's in the gray, the one that starts with the 1, with the power of 1, you're counting the term. Because of power of 1, well, it's obvious. You can see it's 1. The powers are helping you to see how many there are. It's 1 term here. When you go to this one, it's a second term. Look the power. It's also 2. So that means this one is a 359th term. Yet there is another one outside. So which means collectively, all of the terms of this thing from beginning to end, you now know the terms, they are actually 360. So you know what you're going to put. So there we go. So the formula I gave you, I said it was S subscript N equals to A, open the bracket. You can use the other one, but this is the one we love. R to the N minus 1. And then we want to divide that by R minus the 1. All right. So that's all there is. All right. If you recall, this one here is going to be your A. That's going to be your A. So I'm just going to do, it's going to be just X here. So that is your A there. And then your R, it will always be 1 plus the I. That will be R here. And you have your N is 360. So I'm basically equating the two equations. So working, because we're looking for the monthly, so I'm going to work with this SN one first. All right, so putting this part. So I would say myself, I would say, okay, guys, I need the A value, which is this one, because this one has a power of 0, so you just left with X. So that's the one they want me to calculate. So I've got X, open the brackets, then I've got R. R is going to be 1 plus I. All right, I to the power of 360. But let's deal with I. Where is I? It's 9,25. I'll divide it by 100 because they say compounded monthly divided by 12. So I might divide it by 1200. So it's 9,25 just divided by 1200 because you're using 12 and also 100. So that will be that. Wow, you see, it's got decimal. So that's why I do it one time there. Then I keep it as 37 over 4,800. And then I'm going to close it to the power of N, which is 360 there. And then minus the 1. And then I must close the bracket there. And then all over, yesterday we saw it's R minus 1. It's just going to be I at the bottom. So really, we're having 37 all over 4,800. I don't like to round off. We don't round off in finance. Round off at the end. Then it must be equals to this orange. Orange is P, meaning 1.8 million. And then open the brackets. You've got 1 plus the I is the same one. It's 37 all over 4.8. Close the bracket. Remember, it will be from 360 minus 0. That means it's to the power of 360. Aha, that's it. Now, once you grasp this, everything it's making sense. So all I need to do to get my answer, I'm going to put this stuff in a red box. One, I want to calculate what's in the red box and also calculate what's in the green box. So basically my answer will be the green box divided by the red. That's the X I'm looking for. So let me work out the green box first. So it'll be 1.00, then 000, and then open the bracket, 1 plus. It's going to be 37 all over 4.8. And then I'm going to close it, and I'm going to raise it to the power of 360. Pow, there's the answer. I'm going to store it in alphabet A. So that answer, I've got it in alphabet A. Then the red one, I'm going to do that one. So I don't need the X, but I'm going to have to open bracket, then 1 plus 37 all over 4,800. And I need to close the bracket, and I need to raise this one to 360, navigate to the right, minus the 1, I must close the bracket, go down, open the bracket, 37 all over 4,800, navigate, then I close. There's that answer. I'm going to store that in alphabet B. So there we go. So now, because it makes it easy for me to do the calculation, now I can just write this. X is going to be that A value divided by the B value. But you can write those numbers down. You can just say alphabet A equals to, that number comes back there. The other one, you can say alphabet B or just recall B. There's the answer there. So I know I'm going to have to say recall A divided by B. So I must recall the B. There we go. And then there's the answer. So I get the value of 14,808, and then comma, 2 decimal places is going to be 16. That's the money. That is the monthly payment, this one here. So that part is over.